I'll bet you $50 you can't go the whole year without making fun of us. You know what? Better yet, a week.
I'll take that bet, my friend. And you know what? Paying me the $50 can be the new thing you do that day. And it starts right now.
As many of you know, I have 4 kids, the 2 of which are still pretty young, 9 and 7, and they occasionally still have bad dreams at night where they'll come walking out and they want to talk about it, or they just want to be held for a second or two. And there's this little parent trick that I have worked on them. It works some of the times. As you might know, when you have a bad dream, part of the way to get around that is to trick your brain into thinking it's not real and to come up with something else to do. And so I have this dad thing that I do when they've got a dream that they can't get out of their head, or an image they can't get out of their brain. I go fishing with a net. We take out their imaginary pole, and they each have their own color. I don't know which ones they are. One of them is pink, one is sparkly rainbow or something like that. And I ask them, how deep is it? And I have to go 1 notch or 2 notch or 3 notches. And I got to stick the net in there and scoop around their brain for a little bit, and then make believe that I've got it and yank it out and throw it across the room. But there's a catch. And I tell them this before. I said, I'm going to take this thought and get it out of your head with this imaginary fishing net. But you've got to replace it with something. And so, before I take that net and dig around, I make sure they have something good to think about. And I'll usually make them tell me what it is, just so I know we're okay. Then after I throw that bad thought across the room, I smack that dream right into their head. That good thought goes right in. And 9 times out of 10, that works. The other time, the kid ends up standing next to you at your bed, just staring at you until you wake up because they're having a bad dream again. So what's the point? The point is, you have to have a positive thought to replace the bad thought. And here we are in a new year. It is 2021, which literally means nothing. It's just a number. It's just a page turned on a calendar. But what comes along with New Year's? Everyone has New Year's resolutions, yeah? We're not going to talk about that today. But for most people, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad 2020 is over. And we've got to do something to 2020 here. We've got to get the bad negativity out of our heads. But if we don't replace it with something good, it's going to come creeping right back in. This is the message for today. We'll take 2020 out of our heads. Get the bad things out. Get all the dumb stuff that really aggravated you. Get it out of your head. But let's put something good in there, something to focus on. And I can think of nothing better to focus on than God. And how God can work good things in you. God wants to work good things in you. God knows where you're going. And He knows that if He's with you, we're going to make the best of this. Yes, bad stuff's going to happen. But if you're walking with God in 2021, it's going to do a whole lot better for you. Now, the Bible verse for today comes from the book of Joshua. It's Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Just a quick historical reference. This is a point where Joshua is taking over for Moses. And you might remember Moses from such things as let my people go, parting the Red Sea, 10 Commandments. Yeah, that Moses, big time Moses. And in steps Joshua, and he's got to fill those shoes. Now, Joshua's been around for a lot of this stuff. He's been around, as far as you know, for the 10 Commandments, the parting of the Red Sea. Joshua was key in what was going on. So he's seen the bad things. He's been part of the wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. So there's a lot of nervousness here from Joshua. But what does God say to Joshua? Chapter 1, verse 9. Here we go. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Now, if you read verses 1 through 8, he has multiple times already said, be strong and courageous. But the key part is, the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God's not going to abandon you in 2021. And I encourage you not to walk away from God in 2021. If anything, I really want you to recognize that this could be the year that you finally take the step closer to God. Or it's the bringing God back into your life after a hiatus. Letting Him guide you through life instead of you guiding yourself. Because if you really think about it, where has you guiding yourself got you? Now, there's going to be a song that we used to play this a lot in youth group. We haven't in a while. It's now a little bit old. It's called Beautiful Things. It's a hopeful song, and I'll put a link to the lyric video in the description of the video. But it's all about God makes beautiful things out of the dust. God makes beautiful things from nothing. And there's a line, there's two lines here. It goes, all around, hope is springing up from this old ground. Out of chaos, life is being found in you. Here's the thing. Out of chaos, life is being found in you. Now, for reference point, the in you part refers to God. Out of chaos, life is being found in God. And I think we can all agree that 2020 was very chaotic. But God can make something beautiful out of this. God can make something beautiful out of you. No matter where you are, what you're thinking, where your head's at, God can make something beautiful out of you. And most importantly, God wants to make something beautiful out of you in 2021. Let's start the year off right. I put something on our Instagram page of what are some hope-giving verses. If you would respond to that, that'd be great, or put them in the comments here, because I really want to see how many verses we can come up with that help us bring hope into our situations. Have a great week, and here we go, 2021.